melty. Who's Tina? It's kind of fucked up. Do you guys recognize this area? You probably can. I don't know how much you can tell on stream because I usually don't move it for release streams. But does it look familiar to you? No? A little? It all kind of looks the same in Texas. This is the same body of water that we released the great horned owl to, except I did it way over there. But yeah, I was worried about releasing today because the wind was really bad earlier, but wind's not even, like, do you hear any wind? It's super, super light. It might pick up a little bit. No? Okay, sweet. Wind is an issue, and then for sound also that I was annoyed about is the construction. There's some new development.
People Pug, wow.
Glide resubbed for 2 months.
Glide, thank you for the 2 months. Yeah, so I'll do. I never really know how long to stall intros on release streams. This one in particular is like 20 minutes a reasonable amount of time. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Well, Tina's ready to go today. She, in the last 2 days, I've given her a huge rat. Like, I've never seen a rat as big as the ones I'm giving her. It's like this big without the tail.
People Pug, wow.
J2 resubbed for 10 months. People Pug, wow.
Thank you for the 10 months. I gave her one of those yesterday and one of those today, and yesterday she didn't eat quite all of it, and today same thing. So she is fed up, as not like annoyed fed up, but like she's fed up and ready to go. I had mite sprayed her today. She's been dewormed. That's the ivermectin that we talked about.
Chuckmoney20 is continuing the gift sub they got from Zero Militaire.
Thank you. So yeah, she's ready. It's crazy. I'll talk more about it.
Wow.
Live resubbed for 16 months.
Thank you for the 16 months. Subs. Subathon. I slept for like 4 hours. I don't know why I can't get up past like 9:30. I just can't do it. Like, my body won't let me wake up after 9:30. So I woke up, got up, checked on Tina, whatever, she's good. I've had bomb for the Kestrel for 10 days today, and his splints were supposed to be on for 10 days. So tomorrow at the center, he only has one on right now anyway because he took the other off, but his splints are off tomorrow. I'll probably leave him at the center and see how he does there in a bigger little enclosure than he's in a crate right now. So he'll be at the center, hopefully, and if he doesn't do well at the center, then he'll come back with me. I have yet to decide if I'm going to bring the male red tail home with me or not. I don't know if he needs it. I don't know how he's doing. He got his splints off on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. So, where's the skunk? The skunk, after this, I'm going to grab food. I'm going to go see my horse. I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to get the skunk. I'm going to go to Matt's. That's the plan. Hooray, Teddy. No, the subathon was good. It really wasn't that bad. I mean, I say that now, but when I was sitting there, I was like, this kind of sucked. I feel like it was easier than last year's. Last year, I feel like I had a harder time with it than I did this year. The view count was nuts throughout. Yeah, the view count was kind of nuts throughout. I wasn't sure what that was about. But I was surprised that people were sticking around for the games. But I'm down to continue playing those games, which is good. So I'll do that. I was going to do an IRL Wednesday to release Tina, but now I'm releasing her today, so I'll probably do a desktop on Wednesday. And it's Monday. Oh yeah, so it's my IRL for today. Yeah. But I don't know. I talked to Matt a little bit more about it last night because we were talking about whether or not subathons were worth it. Is Russell? Stop! He's not. No way, dude.
Wow.
Papa microwave sub for the first time.
I'm sorry, I have to turn them all the way up or I can't hear them. I know it's so loud. No! How is he? Is Maya still banned? I'm not banned anymore. I went into his chat this morning and I was like, Russell, what's up? And he's like, Maya, do not gift me subs. And then I paused champed and he banned me. So, his viewership's good, that's good. He's gonna set a new record or something. What is it, 47 hours? 48 hours? Oh my god, poor guy. Definitely a record for himself. Ooh. Right? I hope so. Yeah, the games are good. Subathon was good. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was talking to Matt about whether or not they're worth it. Whether or not doing subathons is worth it. And I figured they're a lot, but it's also just kind of like a fun thing to do. I know I'm saying that, and yesterday I was complaining, whatever, but it's like a fun event. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like a special thing. It's kind of a good time. So doing it every September is, I think, worth it. Whatever. It's not like I do it often, so why not? I'll probably just do it. Doing it once a year is definitely doable. My tripod just fell forward a little bit, so if wind picks up, we may have a face plant. We'll see. Imagine Matt doing a subathon. No, that would be disastrous. Imagine XQC doing a subathon. What is that? Oh, it's just turkey vulture. Dude, can you imagine? Literally would never end. That's nuts. I don't know if you can see this. There's a turkey vulture out here that's caught a really... You just lost him. You saw him for maybe a second. It caught a really weird drift. That's why I didn't think it was a turkey vulture. Usually they're higher up. He's kind of like, because it's like weirdly windy, or regular windy, but he was like dipping. Okay. No. Uh-oh. Okay, well hopefully that doesn't happen when I'm releasing. Imagine I'm like standing here like ready to throw her and you miss it. Fuck. That would suck. Spin it so the leg is, put the single leg towards you. It is.
Wow.
Sad Raccoon gifted a tier 1 sub to Matted 192.
Thank you. Ow! Sharp. Hope it poops on your head. Okay. I can't really think of a situation where that would be possible today. but I wouldn't care. This bird could foot me through the forearm and she could do no wrong. I love her. I love that about falconry and about rehab. Falconry not so much, about rehab. There's so many animals that I've rehabbed that I'm just like, I just love so deeply, and they fucking hate me. You know, they just like don't give a shit. My boss too loves raccoons. I mean, they're supposed to hate you. You're a person, you know? But my boss, the vet tech, she loves raccoons, and she like loves these raccoons so much, and they're straight up like, not foaming at the mouth, they don't have rabies, but like growling, like open mouth, like throwing hands at her, and she's just like, I love you, like, I love you so much. It's a good time. And with the birds especially, they just want nothing to do with people. But that's good. Sounds like a toxic relation. Oh, okay, well, that was a little dark, but it's definitely one way, I guess. King Construction. What state is this? Texas. Welcome to Texas. I don't know how loud the construction is, but they're building a house. It's pretty far, but it's pretty loud. Okay, we're at 2K. Shall I start the release? Or I'll at least start talking about Tina. So, Tina, for those of you who don't know, I have had her for, I've had her for 25 days today. This was her. I wish I took a picture of her at the beginning, but I didn't because I thought she was gonna die and it felt kind of fucked up. I even thought about it. But like when she came into the center, her thing, she was on stream, yeah, but she was hit by a car, and then she was on the ground with head trauma from being hit by a car, and when she was on the ground, she was attacked by a dog. So she had severe head trauma she had head trauma from getting hit, and then she had neck trauma for getting attacked by the dog. So when she came into the center, when I saw her for the first time, she was in an ICU cage, and she couldn't hold her head up, and she couldn't like hold her wings up. So she was lying on this towel in the ICU cage with just flat wings on both sides and her head just straight out on the towel. And so I went in there and I was like, oh shit, like what happened to this bird? And my boss told me what happened, and then said that, wait a second. Damn it, sorry. I thought it was a turtle, but I was gonna show you, it's not. I've seen 2 turtles. Maybe I should do something about this. Okay, that might help. I put a rock there.
People pug, wow.
Lake McGroove resubbed for 2 months.
Thank you for the 2 months. Okay, that should work. Maybe. So, my boss had told me what happened, and I was like, she looks like shit. And my boss was like, yeah, she does. I think I'm just gonna euthanize her because she's in such bad shape and it looks like she's in a lot of pain. And my thing was like, she was just slightly worse than Bean when Bean came in. When we tubed him for the first week. So Bean was found sitting next to a barbed wire fence, just not flying, and it was because redtails have a really bad success rate in their first year, so he just like wasn't finding food on his own well enough, and he had gotten to the point where he was just emaciated and not strong enough to fly. So we tubed Bean for like a week, and he was super weak to the point where like you barely even needed gloves to handle him because he was not footing, right, or anything like that. So I saw her and I was like, like I've seen redtails that are almost this bad, not this bad, but like almost this bad. So I was like, I may as well give it a shot. Let's give her some pain meds. I'll tube her. So I took her home, gave her pain meds, and an anti-inflammatory for the swelling in her head and neck. And I tubed her like I normally would any bird. So there's a specialated formula called carnivore, Emerade carnivore for carnivores, and it's like it has all the stuff that a bird of prey would need or that a carnivore would need, but it's in liquid form. So if they're not strong enough to eat on their own, right? So I mixed carnivore how I normally would. I put a little bit of Pedialyte in there for the electrolytes, a little bit of water, and then the correct amount of carnivore. And the first tubing I did of her, like 2 hours after I tubed her, she threw up, which is not good. It stayed in her crop, and then she threw it up, which told me that she did not have the strength to, give me a second. She didn't have the strength to push the food down from her crop into her proventriculus, because she was that weak. So instead of going down, it just came back up, which is not a good sign for birds. So I dialed back the normal amount of carnivore, and I did double the amount of Pedialyte, no water, and just a little bit of the powder. So for the first couple days, she was mostly getting electrolytes and fluids because she was super dehydrated.
Tonulin 1315 resubbed for 14 months.
Thank you for the 14 months. So she was getting that instead of what it was made for, which was animals that are super emaciated and not able to eat. You get where I'm going with that? Like, she wasn't even able to get that down. That like formulated diet was too much for her. So she was getting mostly liquid. After a few days, she had kept it down after the
Welsh underscore nerd gifted a tier 1 sub to Ginksin.
Thank you.
They have given 181 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you. I tube fed her every 4 hours for a week. Besides through the night, I let her sleep through the night. And after why are you saying 181? Oh shit, AJ, thank you for the host. Appreciate it. Hello. So where was I? For that first week when I was tube feeding her, she was kept in this crate because she couldn't move and she couldn't stand up and she couldn't hold her head up. So she was in this crate. Every time I checked the crate, I thought that she was dead. It's Ivy. What? Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you, Ivy. It's like, sorry. Like, can you, alright. She was kept in this crate. Every time I checked, don't feel dank man me. Like, that's, how am I supposed to know that? I apologize. She was kept in this crate. Every time I checked on her, I thought that she was dead. Every time I would leave in the morning and Matt would wake up when I was leaving, he was like, is she dead? And I was like, no. But whenever I looked in there, I thought that she was, because her head was just flat down. Literally looks like it. I mean, if you imagine a dead bird like laying on the ground, like that's what she looked like for nearly a week. But then after the third day of tubing her,
Welsh underscore nerd gifted a tier 1 sub to Ivy. They have given 182 gift subs in the channel.
After 3 days of tubing her, I woke up in the morning and went into her crate, and she was sitting more like a chicken would nest, and she tucked her head like she normally would tuck her head, or like a bird would tuck their head. So she had her head tucked behind her wing. That's how they sleep. And I was like, that's a really good sign, because that means that her neck is feeling better, because before it was just too sore to do anything. So that was my first really good sign of hope for her, but I still thought that she was gonna die. I was hesitant to bring her on stream in the first place because I thought that she was gonna die. So yeah, but that was a good sign. You guys saw her on Matt's stream and on my stream when I was tubing her. She looked like shit anyway. So after that, after a week of tubing her, I put her in my guest bathroom, and she started perching, So she would stand on a perch, and the first night that I had her in there after she was perched, the next morning when I came in to find her, my phone is glitching, hold on. The next morning when I came in to find her, or to check on her, I found her like this, and she was sleeping fully like a normal bird. So perched with her head tucked in, which I was super, super excited about. Here's a picture of her from the first day I put her in the bathroom. Look how terrible she looks. She looks so scruffy. But I found her perching. I would bring her to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She would perch. I'd be really excited if she perched all day instead of laying down when I was at work. And she started doing that really well. Then I moved her into, she also started eating off the glove instead of me having to force feed her. So she started eating solid foods, and I switched her fully to solids over 48 hours. So she was taking from my hand, just in little bits. She still wasn't capable of shredding. Oh, nice. Then I moved her out into a bigger enclosure while I was at work so she could get more exercise, and she really surprised me because she jumped up there on her own. I thought that I was gonna have to fly her on a creance, but she ended up just like coming back on her own accord. And I started training her to fly on a creance, but she was flying so well that I was like, I don't think that I need to do this. This is the first day I put her dresses on. She was very confused by them. She just like looked at them. That's when I put her in the inside enclosure. This is when I decided that I didn't need to fly her on creance because I tested her out in our big flight enclosure, and she was flying, like her flight was nuts, like so much better than I expected, so much faster than I expected. So the following day, actually it was the same day, I decided to do live prey for the first time, because I figured if she could fly like that and she could take live prey, then she was ready to go. So this is her taking live prey for the first time with me. Easy. And then I was like, okay, fuck, she's ready to go. She can take live prey, she's flying. That's when you know they're releasable. I fed her up, weighed her. She came in at about 1,200 grams. She's leaving at 1,350 grams. Her keel's at almost a 4. So she's pretty much like ideal for releasing. So let's release her. You're gonna fall down. The wind just started picking up. I think that that's her whole story. Right? Am I missing anything? I don't think. Nope. Finally, yeah, there's your stall. God, she's so damn strong. Also, interesting note, she is by far the largest bird I've ever worked with. By far. She's huge. I mean, look at this wingspan. I should have measured it at some point, but she's huge. Like, big bird, huh? Female red tails on the large end, or the highest end, are 1,460 grams, and the most she's weighed with me is 1,450. So she's as big as it gets. She's on the older end, I think. I don't know how old she is, but she is way too strong for me, man. I'm just gonna, she's ready to go. I think this should work. We'll see what she does. I don't know. Okay, everybody say bye to Tina. She's like, fuck off. Let me go. 25 days, so much shorter than I expected. Yay! I can take you over there. Hold on. I see where she went. Did you get to see that whole flight? Ah! Jeez. Yeah, I'm crying.
Wow.
It's Mahjong Beam subbed for the first time.
I don't know if it's gonna F. I didn't do tests all the way over here. Thank you for the sub.
Wow.
Muffler subbed for the first time.
I forgot to record it on my phone. I usually do that, but it's okay. Just like download the clip or something. You probably can't see her. This is a fun game. Who can see her first?
Wow.
Raptor_48 subbed for the first time.
Thank you. Did you see how nutty that flight was, though? Did you see how fucking even that flight was? She's a remarkably good flyer, even for a red tail. I think that's part of why.
Subbed for the first time.
She's like, bitch, you will not have any part of me anymore. She is good to go, for sure. Jeez. I think that's part of why she didn't have to be flown on a Creon's. Like, when I put her out for it the first time, and she was like, I think she's just she's an exceptionally good flyer. And part of it is probably her age. She has a ton of experience. I really do think that she's on the older side. Like, she could be 10, like 10 years old. But yeah, Bean never had that even of a flight. He just, I don't know. Okay, well, chat, there she goes. Who would have thought? Not me. I gotta start being more optimistic. I didn't even want to show her on stream because I was like, people are gonna be sad because she literally is dead right now. But I'm glad that I did.